I think today can be called a beautiful, crisp morning. You can see all the frost on the grass and the sun coming up in the sky. And as you can see, where I live, there's very few leaves left on the trees. Thought I'd take a little walk outside, and I wanted to show you my honeysuckle because, yes, I hadn't ever had honeysuckle until this year, and that's where we planted one bush, and then over there is where we planted another. And so our plans was for it to just kind of go up over this cattle panel, and it did. It was really beautiful, beautiful flowers. But what I never realized is that it gets like berries. Look at that. Never seen that before. Now, the other thing that I wanted to show you is that we got rid of the raised beds that we had there. Hopefully I can hold this still enough, but they were right in there. They made like a U there connecting with these. And yeah, we got rid of them because it was just too much on all the problems that I had with my knees. And so this is what my husband built for me this past spring. And that is these raised beds. We converted our patio since we had the construction. We knew that construction with the carport was coming. And so let me come around the other way. And so he got some cinder blocks and he built me these two raised beds here, which, yes, I realize they're a mess right now, but that's because, you know, it is fall and it's cold and there's a frost, and we did clean up some. As you can see, my, I believe that's thyme is still kind of going there, and so is my lavender, which is kind of surprising. And this over here, this is what's left of my sage. So the frost hasn't totally, like, you know, killed them out, but it's getting there. But I was thrilled. I was really thrilled with these because they're a little bit higher. I can sit on the blocks. I can do what I need to do and not have any problems getting up and down. So right now we moved our bird bath here. This is not where we normally put it for the summertime, but in the wintertime, this is where we put it because this is an electric one. And so it keeps it, there's a heater in the bowl and it keeps the water from freezing. And yeah, I realize it's frozen right now. We don't have it plugged in because once that sun comes up, there's going to be, you know, not any more frozen because it'll get into the 40s. So, but yeah, that's what we did. Now there is one more thing that frost on the grass signifies it's time to do, and that is to start our outdoor furnace. So yes, that is what my husband is doing today. And it's so hard. It's just that it's a little bit time consuming because you just have to make sure that the wood is good and burning well with embers. So yeah. Finally, we're going to have heat. And I think you can see behind me some of the smoke starting to come up. Yeah, so he's working on it. But the other thing I wanted to tell you is that those raised beds that we have, we are planning on getting more. My husband making more. So, you know, maybe 2 more in the spring, and who knows. We do need more area to, you know, be able to plant things, but everything takes a little bit of money, and you know how that is. You got to do things sometimes just a little slower than what you may like. But anyways, that's what I wanted to show you. And yeah, I think maybe we'll move on to our devotion. Today's devotion is based on a book by A.W. Tozer, The Pursuit of God. And one of his quotes in this book says this: "Complacency is a deadly foe of all spiritual growth." I want you to keep in mind as we go through this devotion. I want you to keep that in mind as we go through this devotion. Our scripture verses for today are going to be in John 6:44 and in Psalm 63:8 and in Psalms 42 verses 1 and 2. And today I'm going to be reading from the Amplified Bible. Now, John 6:44 reads, "No one can come to me unless the Father who sent me draws him, giving him the desire to come to me, and I will raise him up on the last day." Now, we need to understand that the Bible clearly teaches us that we pursue God because and only because he first put an urge within us that spurs us to the pursuit. It is by this very drawing that God takes from us every vestige of credit for the act of coming. The impulse to pursue God originates with God. But the outworking of that impulse is our following hard after him. And all the time we are pursuing him, we are already in his hand. We're told in Psalm 63:8, "My soul, my life, my very self clings to you. Your right hand upholds me." In this divine upholding and human following, there is no contradiction. We must pursue God, you see, for our part. We must respond to God's drawing in order to experience the divine. Now, in Psalms 42, verses 1 and 2, this beautifully describes this experience with warmth of personal feeling. It reads, "As the deer pants for the water brooks, so my soul pants longingly for you, O God. My soul, my life, my inner self thirsts for God, for the living God. When will I come and see the face of God?" Here we read a deep and meaningful expression of a longing heart, desiring to know and to experience the divine. And only another longing heart will understand it. So today, I want deliberately to encourage this mighty longing after God, because I, like Tozer, believe the lack of it has brought us to our present low estate. The stiff and wooden quality about our religious lives is a result of our lack of holy desire, both in the holy as in divine, and in the whole as in complete. Complacency is a deadly foe of all spiritual growth. Intense desire must be present, or there will be no manifestation of Christ to his people. He waits to be wanted. It's sad that with many of us, he waits so long, so very long, in vain. Now, I know that this was a little bit of a deeper devotion, a little bit deeper study, but I hope that it has blessed your heart. I hope that you will mull over in your mind and your heart the words that I've spoken and consider where you're at. If you are wholly in pursuit of God. God bless, and I'll talk to you in the next video.